You can't see that fella behind properly.
No.
Wow. Yeah, so guys, all good. Sorry for the delay. That's alright. Warren's fault.
My fault.
Here we go. So we're live here at the dashthehenge Camberwell New Road, and we're doing a live stream. We're doing the weekend newspaper review, but because of what's happened in Russia this morning, we're going to be talking a little bit about Russia as well. So there's a coup, civil war's just started. This fella here behind, quick run through who he is. His name's Yevgeny, what's his second name? Proskin?
Yeah, he looks.
Easy for you to say.
He looks dodgy.
He
looks like.
fucking
I
nuts,
thought
mate. He beat them to death with like sledgehammers. He's the leader of the Wagner group, the mercenaries.
He looks a little bit like Alistair Crowley, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, scary looking guy.
So basically, he's a hot dog seller from Moscow, and then he got into catering, opened a restaurant, and then some of the George Bush came there, Putin came there, got in a bit more into catering, started getting contracts for the military, and he set up like this Wagner group. So they're like mercenaries, and he didn't want to get thrown out of a hotel window, so I think he's made a quick move.
Right. Is this lately?
Lately, right now,
Okay.
they are heading towards Moscow. They're 2 hours from Moscow. This morning they were like, you know, they've been travelling all day. They've got massive convoys of tanks. There's like 400 tanks going towards Moscow. They're taking Rostov, which is the 11th largest city in Russia, and he's there. Proskin? Foreskin. He's known as Putin's chef.
How big is this column?
It's fucking massive. This morning they got loads of these big, massive orange dumper trucks, and they blocked all the roads leading to Moscow. They've just gone straight through them. You just see them all on the edge of on the side of the road.
Right.
Civil war. Russia attacking Russia.
I mean, obviously these guys are pretty kind of far right, am I right?
I think they're all fucking nasty, mate.
Yeah.
Proper far right nasties.
I think you know, it's a shame what's happening in Russia. It started off some great ideas. 1917 Russian Revolution. So they made some really great leaps in kind of human progression. I think it was one of the. I think they legalised homosexuality as far back as 1917. Obviously, universal suffrage. It was a great leap forward, and all I could see since Stalinism, the country's kind of going backwards. And what we're seeing now is another kind of, you know, going backwards into kind of.
Yeah, they're fucking nuts, mate. They're really, they've got 25,000 troops heading towards Moscow, apparently. But they're out in Syria, they're in Africa, Mozambique, Madagascar. But they're taking over mines. I think he's getting his money from mines, or he's an oligarch. So he's heading to go and get Putin. Putin has just left Moscow.
Right.
The deputy prime minister has gone to Turkey. Medvedev has left as well. So on the outskirts of the city, there's 3 bridges. So they're coming from the south. There's 3 bridges, and they started to man the bridge, but they might have to blow the 3 bridges up to stop them going forward.
The bridge too far. What a cast.
I know. Look at him.
What a cast.
He's fucking lunatic. They said he beat, like some guy who said that he was an informer, beat him to death with a fucking sledgehammer.
He defected.
Who?
The guy who got beaten to death with a sledgehammer, and then they got returned to him, so he beat him with a sledgehammer in front of his.
But it's really kicking off. I think I didn't think there was going to be a war like this anyway. Do you know what I mean? Where like like the one in Ukraine, where it's like a ground war almost. I thought, but he looks shit as a strategist. I think Putin's like fucking rubbish, isn't he?
When I first heard this, I mean, this is all news to me. When I first heard about it, I thought it would be like another round of the usual kind of propaganda. Do you know what I mean? It kind of rows around, and it's like you never know what to believe with the press and everything. But this really looks like some kind of big thing going on.
It's fucking massive. Like they're.
But who's this guy? Is he far right? He's
a fucking lunatic. He's a fascist. Well, I don't know whether he's fascist. He's like fucking lunatic. I think they're all like. I think Putin is as well. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're like proper scary people. But maybe.
Obviously, the West are going to take sides to this.
Yeah, but what? It's not the West though, is it? It's Russia versus Russia. So like it's an internal thing, and you wonder whether like people have had enough of Putin, whether there's going to be like protests on the streets. You can't have that guy running the country though, because he's a fucking nutcase. Yeah, it's war. It's going to be a civil war. Like they ain't stopping now. They've got Rostov. He turned up in Rostov. And you got the local commander. First, the only footage from this morning where you see this guy. He's saying, yeah, well, we turned up with tanks. Because he said, what are you doing here? He said, well, they've turned up with tanks. Like, they're fucking serious, do you know what I mean? Wow. What's going to happen in the next few days could be, like, world-changing. Even today, just today. Who knows what's going to happen but if they get anywhere near Moscow.
I can finish this gig yet.
Yeah.
So, can I have some more reverb on this mic? Fix that back. Actually, I think it's. Can you hear me clearly? What? Is it coming through?
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry.
So we came here to review the newspapers. So I've got the Daily Mail. This was before what happened in Russia. The Daily Mail. And it's got Boris on the front, and it says lefties sneer, but those brave souls on that Titanic sub were heroes, pushing the frontiers of human knowledge.
The frontiers of human knowledge.
What did you think about that, Warren?
Well, I think it's very histrionic coming from him.
Well, what about the sub? Was you up on that this week, the sub?
I didn't like the way it was playing out. They had so much kind of hardware to, concentrated in this area to rescue rich people, billionaires, deep under the ocean. Do you know what I mean? And we've already witnessed this, what happened in Greece with refugees and people, right through to GB News. I mean, some of the comments on their Facebook page, people, I just think these people are like scum of the earth, People who are actually fleeing a horror war and they just don't give a shit.
Yeah,
and yet, it's Thunderbirds, isn't it? With these lot down there, these are wealthy people, it's like dun 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 dun, you know what I mean?
But not hilariously, but they knew straight away that the thing had gone up. But they kind of done this thing, who remembers that film, Man in the Hole? So it's a film from like the 1960s, it's an American film. And they purposefully get this guy to like get stuck in a hole so all the media come. So they knew that the sub had imploded, or the Navy knew. But they've done that whole thing like, there's only, if we can get, we've got 78 hours to get them. So it's played out, it was almost like a...
Scripted.
Yeah, well, they wanted that's what they wanted to do, they wanted to play a story out.
Yeah. And obviously at a very convenient time with Boris and everything and all this...
Boris has started writing a column for the Daily Mail.
Well, yeah.
Liar. He's a lying, cheating, corrupt, incompetent, worst fucking Prime Minister ever. And he's like joined the Daily Mail on £1 million for like.
Jesus.
His first column was about a wonder drug, a diet. Did you see it last week?
No, I
You
didn't.
don't read about.
I've given up, actually. I gave up in the school.
The lady in red, she's dancing with me, Kate. She keeps having those hats that like look like Meghan Sparkles. You see Meghan? Who likes Meghan Sparkles?
Yes.
We call. Do you know she's known as Marxist Meghan? So when she first,
Wow.
when she first came on the scene, and they looked back at her Instagram before she like deleted it. So a coffee table and her books were showing Noam Chomsky on the coffee table. So they dubbed her Marxist Meghan. They hated her from the beginning.
It's amazing. They really do. They're quite loose with this term Marxism. I mean, they accuse anyone. R2D2 was probably a Marxist.
So what is Marxism then?
Well, it's pertaining to the works of Karl Marx.
Yeah.
And I can't, well, Meghan Markle, I don't remember a pamphlet being called The Mass Strike by Meghan Markle.
Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I read a pamphlet once by like the guy who was married to Marx's daughter,
Eleanor Marx, yeah.
Yeah, and he wrote a pamphlet about the right to be lazy.
Oh, yeah.
That's so fucking amazing.
There was another, someone else wrote one with a similar title. I can't remember what it was. But, yeah, I love a pamphlet, short and sweet.
Yeah, so he was talking about right to be lazy. He was talking about like you got to slave your fucking guts out your whole life. Do you know what I mean? Pay your rent, pay your mortgage, pay your bills. Never fucking get any sort of like peace. People are working 7 days a week. Do you see wages are lower now than in 2008?
Yeah. I mean, this whole philosophy of, you know, you're good working person, you know, work hard, you get places, you don't get places. You get shot, if you're a plasterer, your knees are shot by the time you're 40. This is what they want, you know, people working themselves to death. Hard work.
No.
They're hard work.
But it's like they don't want to give up either, do they? All my family's like Irish builders and they like just want to keep working because they think if they don't,
they create a taboo, don't they? If you don't do the overtime and if you don't apply yourself properly, you're seen as lazy. I mean, a straight 8-hour day, 5 days a week is considered lazy these days. I mean, what's going on?
But that right to be lazy was around people working all the fucking time, not having like any peace, any time off.
Yeah.
But the wage is lower than the thing is a reason. So like it's an average. So even with the invention of the internet, well actually it's because the invention of the internet. So the reason why wages have gone down, you take like postings, they don't want like you could leave you could go like down when I went to school in Peckham, you could go to the careers office, you could get a job and postings, sick pay, holiday pay, do you know what I mean? But now everything's agency. So they don't want that. So all every job is like that. Building trades like that.
Oh yeah,
You should be able to work for Wimpy and McAlpine's carpenter, plumber for life.
Yeah, and also you must have noticed that you know, being a poster is quite a respectable thing, isn't it? And also very nice, smart uniforms. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I love my postman.
Yeah,
It's really good.
and it just everything, everything to me. Capitalism, it kind of degrades everything. The quality gets worse and worse and worse. I know it sounds a bit kind of glib, but when I talked about the uniforms, I mean it's all like kind of rubbish, cheap material, do you know what I mean? Cutting down costs, that's what it's all about, and working conditions getting worse and worse and worse. And that is supposed to be the best system we got.
I know, and they disenfranchise everyone because like everyone's just at home, like looking on their things. So there's barely any protests anymore. Like everyone's given up. It looks just like it's slavery forever
Yeah.
under the thumb. And the bills and the cost of fucking living crisis is like smashing everyone to bits. Everyone goes to work fucking endlessly to pay bills. That's why, like, in the 1980s, they were infatuating. I ran away.
Yeah.
We went away, we went to Europe and that, hedonistic. People, like, there's no point being here. It's shit fucking country.
Yeah, it's shit. It is shit. I remember, and this would be considered an anathema now. You know, if you wanted to take, I mean, I don't know. Well, you're talking about going and like running away. I mean, I took when I was 20, I took a year off on the dole. Do you know what I mean? And you know, when you're on Social Security, you get the bare minimum, man. You know, you don't live a kind of lavish life, but what you do get is a break from the machine. And you can't do that anymore because it's, you know, we're paying taxpayers' money for this, that, and the other. They're always talking about tax. They don't talk about wages and conditions. You know, money has to come from somewhere. A lot of money is being withheld and going into people, you know, private.
Well, if they say wages is lower now than in 2008, that's like, how many years ago is that? That's like fucking 15 years ago.
Yeah.
So where, like, all those wages that would have been paid, where's all those, like, hundreds of billions of wages gone? Like, it's gone up, do you know what I mean? Into, like, the top people,
But
billionaires.
it's their trump card, isn't it? Tax.
Yeah.
Tax, that's what I say. They don't talk about the cost of living. They don't talk about housing prices. I mean, you know, you could buy a second-hand Jag for, I don't know, £8,000. And with cars, the price goes down because parts get bought and everything. With housing, the same thing happens. It's like entropy, it gets degraded, broken down, but the prices go up. How's that? And they don't want to put a cap on rents, they don't want to put a cap on the housing market because it's seen as...
Well, banks love mortgages, don't they? So, like, they like debit cards, credit cards, but, like, a mortgage is, like, fucking massive. That's a lifetime of debt. And they like, that's their records that they sell, do you know what I mean? They sell debt. But it's like so fucking mad because you think, well, why is all the wages gone away? Do you know how many jobs now work off of apps? So if you become a cleaner, you get an app. You Uber, Deliveroo, but like every single job now is an app and you get told when to go to work.
Yeah.
So all of it is because of the rise of the internet and all this new technology, cutting down all, that's where all the money's going. It's all going up fucking hoity-toity.
I got a message on my email the other day about you can only book an online appointment with a GP online.
Yeah.
Why? It doesn't make it any easier. It's, you know, picking up the phone or whatever, or actually walking in. It's obviously some kind of cost-cutting thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's going to get worse now. So they were saying...
There won't be no receptionists, there won't, you know...
Yeah, but even past apps, they're saying there's going to be automated AI systems now. So, like, when you phone up, there's an automated person there with all the AI knowledge of everything.
Jeez.
I know, Tories ain't cheap, you know, they're not like fucking chicken. Cheap. Their stately homes and their castles cost fucking money, man.
Get your money out.
That's why you've got to get work.
They're the people who don't, when you walk into the bar, they're the people who don't get around in, aren't they? They're so tight. I mean, look at the pensions in this country. Disgrace.
No, there's no more pensions, they're doing away with pensions. Yeah, even if you pay into it, they work out how many years you've got left to die and then they just fucking...
Well, they all turn up at the cenotaph every year, Remembrance Day, don't they? With their poppies. That's virtual signalling, by the way. And yet they treat, you know, the old people, the pensioners, who probably, you know, had experience in the war, like absolute crap.
Yeah, but that's all that nationalism, patriotism, they love that. That's like fucking Brexit. Do you know what I mean? It's fucking ruined this country. There's like no trade, there's nothing going on at all. It's dead, it's empty. We're like an island economy now. No one can get off of it. Fucking, and the people suck it up. nation of root vegetables. Do you know what I mean? We used to get like fucking strawberries, all things from down like south in Spain. None of it's getting through. Do you know what I mean? We barely put a soup together.
Yeah.
We had to grow things. We got some parsnips.
No wonder the bloody waiting list for allotment is like kind of. Do you know what I mean? It's like you have to wait 50 years.
I know.
It's so desperate.
And it's still,
Gentrification.
yeah, but it's still
Yeah.
fucking shit. They can, what do they grow in an allotment? So like runner beans or fucking marrow. Tastes like fucking shit, mate. That's nothing. We want fucking, you know, proper veg. We want yellow courgettes and fucking aubergines.
My wife, she grows. She's got an allotment patch, and she's Italian. And have you ever had the courgettes with the flour, the yellow flour?
Deep fried them.
Oh,
Yeah, they're
love
really
so
nice.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's Italian? Nice.
Well, parents were Italian, yeah.
Yeah. Fuck
Her dad's from.
There's shit food in this country, mate. It's
Oh, the tomatoes really do taste like water,
yeah.
and I love water.
Too much rain because you need the sun. The tomatoes need the sun. Only
Yeah.
sun, hot sun, fucking.
Yeah.
I've just been out onto the. I went to Turkish Kyrgyzstan. I was down on the border.
Yeah, I
in
saw your
Iraq.
post.
Yeah, so the food out there is unreal. They live in the mountains, so they have no imports, no export. You know, everything that they have, they grow themselves. But do you know what they do? They make the best fucking bread ever.
Wow.
This country here, like you go, like fucking, like that white sliced loaf.
Yeah.
How shit is that?
Have you ever tried to squeeze it into a ball? You can make sculptures out of it.
Yeah.
It's so
Like imagine that
thin.
in your blood.
Oh god.
I know, it's fucking mad, mate. So yeah, so like my wife's mum, she came over, she was like Italian from Venice, and she was like, do you know what I mean? The state of this country, you've got a toilet, where's your bidet, mate?
Yeah.
Do you know, how do you wipe your fucking arse?
Smear it.
Do you know what I mean? You're smearing, you're getting toilet tissue, you're walking around all day with fucking shit pants.
Yeah.
It's true. It's disgusting. She said it's disgusting. She said she's got to get in the bath and like get the fucking shower out.
Do you know what? I had this idea once. Like, you know, what they should do in bars and pubs and stuff. They should do away with the toilets and everyone just sits on commodes. And you just drink and don't move. Do you know what I mean? You just like, you do your
Like
this.
pissing, shitting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
And then the toilets could take all the waste and throw it in Brighton Beach.
Yeah. And there's a little brush under there. There's just sort of like brushes off
Oh
all
yeah, okay, yeah.
the loose bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it is a really backwards country when you think of it like that, isn't it? Every single day.
Yeah, it's pretty medieval really.
Yeah. Anyway, Boris Johnson, fucking Leicester sneers. So that's in there. That's his column. Lefty sneers, and that was actually like a tweet by what's her name, Aunt Sharkar, because she said fucking billionaire. Oh, I can't quote it. Something like fucking billionaires. Like what you said. No one cares about refugees drowning, but you knew every single name of like all the people on that sub. But you don't know one name of the people that died on that boat. Hundreds of women and children kept in the hole. You know, it's really fucking sad. But look, we got fucking Keir Starmer coming, mate. He'll sort it out.
What's he doing on his knees? Bloody hell, that's the point, is to get off your knees, isn't it?
Andrew Pearce. Yeah, so, I mean, it's really weird in that because he won't go to a picket line. No picket line. I'm not going to picket line. But he will go to Rupert Murdoch's summer party.
Do you think he's trying to get the vote and once he gets in he's going to be like a Trotskyist? Someone told me that the other day. I think it's quite a bit far-fetched. But
He's a liar. He lied, but like all politicians are liars. He lied. He made 10 pledges to become leader of the Labour Party. He backed off all 10 of them. So basically, he's counting on the left vote. He's thinking, I've got the left. What I need to do is I need to bring the centre and the right. So I need to say anything between now and the next year. The election will be in the autumn. Maybe like October or something like that.
Yeah, but what is, making compromise in policy, you kind of think like people are not going to vote for someone, for Starmer. They're not going to. What is the point? It's going to be more of the same. It's.
He's got no. So you should call him No Hope Starmer.
Yeah.
Because if you go towards an election, you have a vision of like. Well, there's only two ways to go into an election. It's either fear or hope. So the fear is like you criticise your opponent for like freaking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Or there's hope where it's all about you, your policies and things like that. So I think he's going to go just like criticise the Tories. So I think he's hoping that's how he's going to swing the vote. But will it make it better for anyone?
But what state of politics, honestly. You kind of, you've got Nick Lynch and Ryan too.
Yeah.
These are people who should be who should be considered politicians. It's a sorry state.
Yeah. I interviewed him. I went up to the Liverpool Dockers strike. I was up with all the Dockers, pissing down with rain. Big guys, and there were all these fires out. They won that. Yeah. But yeah, he's a proper guy. Do you know what I mean? Like with regards to, like, he's very passionate about what he's saying, and he's like really good talker, really good speaker. But he's representing people. Do you know what I mean? He's fighting for people's jobs, wages, conditions. Keir Starmer's not doing that.
Oh, it's all the rotary engine of election time politics as well. It's always the crime, always going on about crime. It's like some kind of opium.
Stop the boats.
It's instilling fear into people, and that's all they ever talk about. They don't talk about, not being able to afford your rent and stuff like that.
Tsunami of the front page of the Guardian this morning. Tsunami of dangerous vapes flooding into the UK. Hands up who vapes? Vaping?
No, I don't. I'm not. No, I don't.
What about Ottolenghi? Who knows Ottolenghi and his tomato dishes? Do you know him?
No.
I know his cake.
He's fucking top chef, mate. He's good. He's got good recipes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Glastonbury's on as well. Sweating in here. They'll be sweating out there. And they're waiting, the fun in the sun and waiting for Elton John. Have you been to Glastonbury, Warren? You played at Glastonbury?
We refuse to play it there. We just don't. It's not our thing really.
Yeah.
So we turn them down.
The windmill's better.
Oh, the windmill's better.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Did you see that film about the second Woodstock in the 90s?
No.
And it was literally hell on earth.
Yeah.
And they the one I'm talking about. Do you remember the name of it?
Woodstock 93.
What's it called? Woodstock 93?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah, and they sold rip-off tickets, and for a bottle of water it'd be like £10. Do you know what I mean? And then they run out of water. There was no infrastructure in the place, and people literally nearly died of thirst. Do you know what I mean? All the toilets broke down and everything, and it was riots.
Just shits everywhere.
A couple of people got beaten up and stabbed. Oh, thank you.
That's
Very
Pete,
kind
Pete
of
Harris.
Peter Harris. He's have a round of applause to Peter Harris.
Top artist, worked with Lee Scratch Perry.
Yeah, he's worked with Lee Scratch Perry. He's the current kind of the main geezer for the artwork of On You Sound. Big up Adrian Sherwood.
Oh yeah.
New African Air Charge album coming out soon, and it will be available
I think
That's
they're
the
coming
Henge.
down here, aren't they?
Yeah, I think. Do you know when African Air Charge are coming down?
8th of July.
8th of July. Put that in your diary.
Right, we've got lots of magazines, weekend fucking magazines. The Times. There you go. Pay blow for millions of public sector workers. That's the front page of the Times. They just treat them like shit, don't they? They're not had a pay rise or anything. Interest rate. Oh, I just read there quickly. British Gas is going to offer half-price electricity on Sundays.
half price.
Yeah. It's fucking, who needs electricity? You don't get dark till 11 o'clock at night. It's fucking boiling. No one's turning anything on. Do you know what I mean? Why do they do that? They put the prices up in the winter. Oh, that's right, yeah. It's colder and darker. Yeah, it's just loads about the sub. Missed the Russian bit.
Sorry.
Hey Esther, how you doing?
I was just listening to all the things that's going on,
Yeah.
and I was thinking that the more people should, people who should be treated equally out there,
Yeah.
and the more people should be treated equally, because I feel that there's not enough people who are treated equally. They're just treating rotten, and I feel that the people who are treated rotten, we should find a way to take out the people who have got no time for us, and bring in people who can know what they're talking about, like who can help people who are not treated fairly in the world.
Yeah. We're talking about the
Well,
Tories.
yeah.
Get
And
them
we
out.
need- yeah, and we need more people like that in Parliament. You know, I think
That's how I feel.
the problem is with Parliament is that you kind of join the men's club, don't you? You kind of you get into the house and you know it's the whole thing about my hands are tied. So it takes real guts to
This
actually.
is my
run.
opinion anyway.
Yeah,
Nice
point.
one,
Thank
Esther.
you.
Thank you for your contribution.
Nice for this stuff.
I think it's true, do you know what I mean? Like, fucking, there's so many people that are like there to exploit people, like, you know, whether it's the Prime Minister or whether it's like the billionaire. All they want to do is take money out of your pockets, which should be food on the table for your kids. It's like time immemorial. It's always been like that, isn't it?
It's kind of sickening. It's always the people at the bottom end who are getting punished the most, you know.
But they've got this thing, so every time something happens, the Mail, it says like, look, win your mortgage for a year. When your gas and all the prices went, win your gas for a year. It's almost like they're trolling you, do you know what I mean? Everyone's going, yeah, fucking, what page? Right, let's go see the details. Big spiralling rates. Yeah, that's for one fucking person.
Crazy.
Boris is on the front.
I mean, he's a scruff, isn't he?
I know. Do you know what really made me laugh though? Do you know, like, so he's got this honours list, because he's ex-Prime Minister. Do you know who's on there?
Jacob Rees-Mogg get a knighthood?
You're not going to believe who's on there. Who is he nominated? His hairdresser. I mean, seriously. You just said about his hair. How can you fucking... He wants to get the
This is
hair...
beyond parody.
Oh no, because he can't... What? His hair? Well, who... Does he can't... What's he do? What's she do with his hair?
He must be the guy from the Wagner group who does his hair, surely. With a sledgehammer.
I wonder where they get the fucking... Where's Wagner name from?
Is it from Richard Wagner?
Richard Wagner, yeah.
And
He
what-
was in,
he
no,
was
wasn't
in-
there a guy on Britain's Got Talent? Do you remember him years ago? It was called Wagner. Yeah.
Oh, Robert Wagner, that's not wrong. Robert.
Yeah.
Because what was that show in the 70s with his wife?
Yeah.
Heart to
Was it-
heart.
Heart
Heart to Heart.
Oh,
Do you
fucking
remember
hell.
Heart to Heart?
Yeah.
With Wagner.
I mean, that's why people go back and they say, oh, the fucking 1980, I wish we could go back to it. It was shit, mate. Do you know what I mean? The programme was fucking shit. The fucking... It's... I can't even think, do you know what I mean? You would watch something like, what was that one where the plane?
Man from Del Monte.
No, Fantasy Island.
Fantasy Island.
I mean, what was that? I mean, you would sit there, like, tuning in to fucking, you know what I mean? At least the TV's better. I watch. Have you seen Black Mirror?
Do you know what? Yeah, I mean, I must. It also, there was a lot of staircases were lit up as the presenter went down in the 70s, wasn't there? Or a boxing club at the end of a trombone. That was very omnipotent in the 70s as well. Do you remember that? That was the joke, wasn't it? The gift that kept on giving. Boxing club at the end of the trombone. We should have got one as a prop today.
Oh, don't. Yeah. I really like that video, the ZSA Sapien at the windmill, where at the beginning, who's that guy you're playing with? He's doing some really good sounds, and then you come in with the trumpet. You know that one?
What? Oh, it's not Chris on keyboards, was it?
Yeah, some of
Yeah.
the keyboards.
Here he is, Chris on keyboards.
Was that like at the windmill?
Might be.
Yeah, that was really good. Yeah, so what, have you got any gigs coming up?
We have, but I don't think they've been confirmed yet. Is that right, Tim?
No, we've got 13th of July.
We've got 13th of July, which is going to be at the windmill,
Peckham Audio.
Peckham Audio. And, well, I can't think of any more.
That's it at the moment.
Yeah, that's it, really.
Elton John tomorrow.
Elton John tomorrow.
So
you know what?
I went to an open mic the other night. It was quite good actually.
How open was Mike?
It was. And there was this guy, and he came in with his guitar, and he sung this song, "How Do You Sleep?" It's fucking. It was written by John Lennon after Paul McCartney went to the court in America to dissolve the Beatles.
Oh, right.
It's such fucking good. I really liked it.
Yeah.
Do you do open mics?
I have done, yeah. But it's funny about open mic, isn't it? It's not as you put yourself at the list, so it's not as spontaneous as it's supposed to be. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a set.
People were just turning up.
Oh, well, that's a proper one then.
They were just anyone singing it?
Yeah.
No, loads of people came. I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it.
Where was this?
In Bromley. I've been hanging out at this pub called, it's like a little bar. It's like this shop really. It's hit and miss. Bromley. It's quite funny.
What's that cafe you go to?
Which one?
The one where we selling your merch in there once. They had a.
Up in Bromley, New Cross.
Yeah, Bromley.
Yeah, Hill Station Cafe.
That's it. Hill
That's
Station.
really good
Is it
up there.
yeah?
Amazing. So they had like on Sundays they have alternative things, but they have like jazz. So everyone just brings an instrument. They have folk as well. They do an Irish one. So everyone just turns up and everyone goes on the stage together.
Oh yeah, I love Irish. I like rebel music. You know rebel music, Irish rebel music.
My mum's got Alzheimer's and dementia. Like I go around now, put the YouTube on and put on the Dubliners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did I tell you the story when I went to up in Houston as a Celtic pub? Whenever Celtic play Rangers, that's the place to be. It's like the kind of official place where everyone goes anyway. So half time, Celtic were 1-0 up. Everyone's in a good mood. So half time they play the Irish rebel music. Now I'm not expecting like the traditional drums and fiddles and stuff, but no, it was a student, a Chinese student. He must have been about 16. He was doing all the rebel songs on a Prophet 5 synthesizer, and he knew all the songs. Armoured cars and tanks and guns, tanks away. With all these kind of weird synth noises. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, Celtic got the Thai Tims as well, the kids from Thailand.
Yeah.
They sing all the all islands. They do Celtic rock.
They do. Celtic, I mean, that's a proper club. They do a lot for the community. They've always supported refugees as well.
Yeah.
Right.
Not like fucking Rangers. What do
Yeah.
they do?
I think they
Go on
just,
marches, wear orange bands.
yeah, they like to sing God Save the King. Don't they?
Yeah. Written out
Have you heard the
by...
lyrics of that song?
Go on.
I don't know, but I know was it Honour? I'm thinking of Britannia Rules of Waves, and I think there's kind of
Yeah.
some nasty comments made about Scottish.
Oh, is there?
I think so, yeah. If you read the lyrics.
Well, the newspapers were shit. I barely looked at them. Should we check in on Russia?
Is there anything, like, because Daily Mail, there's always something about like an orphan dog or something's been rescued from quicksand.
The lady in red every day, it's like fucking Kate. Kate's in the red and looks like a real Ascot winner. 1, 2, 3, 4 pictures of her in one page, all looking the same with the same dress on. Mortgage crisis. Who's got a mortgage? Fuck's sake. I don't know. No, it's just shit.
Mortgage is pertains to the word morgue, doesn't it?
Oh, does it?
Yeah, something to do with death, mortality.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's Latin for, you know, by the time you pay your mortgage, you'll be dead.
Daily Mail attacking the BBC over Glastonbury, saying how can they afford to send 500 staff when times are tight? It's just shit. I mean,
If there, and this guy here with the submarine,
yeah.
was that right? He kind of bypassed a load of health and safety routines.
Yeah, he didn't like it.
Yeah,
He made
you
it
don't
out.
like
Didn't he make it out?
it's red tape, isn't it? Terrible, isn't
Yeah,
it?
exactly.
I mean, why did they ever stop using asbestos in building? I would never know. It's
So
good stuff.
they've done a Sunday essay, and they said, when I was growing up, I used to love the pride flag in the Daily Mail. Now it's like, look at all these flags, they keep changing.
They never liked the original one. It's another form of divide and rule, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a microcosm divide and rule.
Shit. It's all shit. The newspaper, the news.
Can we have a bit of silence at the back, please?
So callous in the children in primary.
So, my joking.
It's so bad, right? There's a phone snatching epidemic. They're even grabbing the phones out of children in the prams.
This is old news. Like, this was like a year ago.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, that photo as well.
Oh no.
Oh, really? So they regurgitate.
What to do if yours is stolen?
Well, it's crime, isn't it? That's a crime.
So they
It's a
took
big
them,
fear.
they
It's
take
in the
it,
metro, like
Oh.
a year ago.
they just do it again.
There must be an election coming up. When's
I'm gonna go see how far they are from Moscow.
do you know what? I actually read something in the headline of the Star. You know, the Daily Star.
Yeah, I quite like the
I
headline.
think they've got a niche market now,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
because they're pretty bloody left wing.
Oh, they're really good on their headlines. Right, I'll tell you the latest update.
Not the Morning Star, the Daily Star.
Wagner column moving north.
You know, my dad used to buy the Morning Star religiously. He
Yeah.
wasn't left wing or anything like that.
Just liked it.
No, the tipster, the racing tipster was the best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the horse racing circles, it was the guy, I forget the name now, but he was the tipster for the Morning Star, and that's why he bought the paper every day.
There's this soldier that's in Ukraine.
What is it? Popcorn?
He's like looking at it on his iPad and he's got a fucking wheelbarrow full of fucking popcorn.
Are they using that as ammunition?
He's just waiting to see what's going to happen. I mean, I can't see him using any sort of like nuclear weapons, but
Oh my God, what is that?
it makes you think straight. Oh,
Jesus
fuck it.
Christ.
Now, don't look at the internet. Jesus, what is it? That looks quite scary. I don't know if you can see that. It's a big guy, he's got someone little.
It's a giant muscle man with Ukrainian flag underpants, very tight, very homoerotic, and he's squeezing a little guy. Is that a little Putin or something?
Yeah, because they always have Putin who's really small because he's quite little. So when he comes, because they have these big doors. You ever seen him march through the big doors and the two guys are there? And the guy's really tall and he's got big hats on, he comes through. And
Is he tiny? Do you know what I met?
I mean, nothing to do with anyone to say.
Putin's fled Moscow.
Yeah, he's fled
you
Moscow.
just said.
Yeah. Putin's left Moscow, the deputy prime minister's left Moscow. They put these big orange trucks to try and block them, but there are 3 bridges. And they were saying strategically, The only way they can stop them now is if they
Load bridges.
load bridges.
That's not a good look, though, is it?
Probably not. It's like you sealed yourself off. Surely they'll just go round.
Pincer movement.
Yeah. But I would say they're like.
The classic pincer movement. If you've read any like war.
Yeah,
war
look.
books-
So they put these big orange trucks, and all the trucks across the road to try and stop them moving forward.
Yeah. I mean,
Look, there's all the tanks. That's them there. Massive column heading to Moscow.
I thought they were like some loose unit of mercenaries. How could they?
Tens of thousands of them.
Jesus.
And we were saying earlier on. So when who was it? Yeah, do you know in the first World War, it was like dockers in Bremen who had a fucking knife because they were getting attacked. And they said, right, we're going to fucking Berlin.
Yeah.
And they marched to Berlin and they picked everyone up. So the First World War actually ended because of the dockers that came from Bremen. Napoleon, when he was exiled, he came back and he went on the march to Paris and picked up loads of people as well. So I think they're probably like doing that, aren't they? Just going along picking up people. Yeah, it's going to be fucking mad. Next couple of days, oh my god. Anything can happen. This is like one of those periods where you just think, what the fuck?
I mean the weather.
What?
The weather.
No, I just,
It's getting hotter.
yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
But I
I can't
just,
believe it. I've got two
Unbelievable.
fans and I'm still hot. I mean, it's a nightmare.
That's more fans than I got, or even me, Raffle.
well, I think whatever plays out, it's going to be like quite destabilising in Russia itself.
Yeah.
So I think it's quite going to be hard on all the people there. See what they do, see what the people do. I did see some of them in Rostov this morning shouting at the Wagner group, saying, "The fucking hell are you doing? They're going to come here. Get the fuck out of the town, mate." Yeah, he was shouting at them because he thinks like he's just going to bomb Rostov then, isn't
Why
it?
did it start
Rostov.
there? We don't.
Rostov.
Yeah, specifically.
Apparently it's strategic.
Oh, really?
What's
Yes,
off
Down
on
south,
Don?
Rostov on Don.
Yes. So they were in Ukraine, so they came out of Ukraine, went to Rostov, so they wanted to take a city, and they just walked in there, but they didn't walk in there, they took their tanks there. They've taken that hostage
I think it's
situation.
historically and psychologically important more than it is strategic. from what I
Yeah.
know. It was the seed of something previous that happened in the great history of the world.
Yeah. We did it, like, was it Britain and France that fought against the Russians in the Crimea War? Yeah.
I wasn't around.
Yeah. And there was Napoleon III, and
Nathan.
he fought with Britain. Yeah, he was Napoleon's nephew. So he was the one that won the Crimea War, or he was in the Crimea War. After that, he moved to Bromley.
Where all the best people are from, ain't they?
Chislett.
Jesus, Caves.
Yeah.
Do you live near there, Chislett? Is that?
Not too far. Not too far. Not too far from here.
We'll all be going in. We'll all be going off to Chislett Caves, aren't we? Once.
They do concerts and that in there, you know.
Yeah, I heard Hawkwind played there once.
Yeah, it's
didn't they?
true. Yeah.
Yeah.
They got seas as well, which is like the source of the River Ravensbourne.
Yeah.
Yeah, you go there, you just see all the water bubbling up.
Really?
Yeah, it's a big circle, water bubbles up, and it just continually flows into the two Keston ponds, down through Bromley, through the High Street, down into Catford, Lewisham, meets up with Kidbrooke, and then goes into the River Thames. By the time it gets into the River Thames, it's like about 30 metres, well, I don't know how deep it is, but it's deep, and it's really wild. And it comes from this one thing. Caesar found it when he came, the Celts found it
Well,
first.
it's a
Have you
drinkable.
tried standing in it?
Yeah,
If you stand in it, you literally can't stand it. It's fucking freezing. After about a minute, you've got to get
But
out.
like, you best not. People don't like it when you do that, or when their dogs go in it, because loads of people go and drink from it.
So you could drink, it's drinkable?
Yeah, you just don't fit. It's
It's
unbelievable.
in,
Cold.
probably
I'm not.
Preston Ponds.
Have you been there?
Yeah, no, I go there often. I
Yeah.
like it. I think you're alright standing it because the water just goes away. doesn't it?
Oh
So
right,
you
yeah,
get out
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's
It's
just
true.
Do you drink water?
Self-flushing.
Do you? I don't drink it, it's dangerous. It's got hydrogen in it, you know that? I'm not drinking anything with hydrogen.
You said you liked it earlier when you were talking about Rosies Water in tomatoes.
He's so fickle.
It's so fickle with a TH. That's not nice.
Fickle as too short flames.
Yeah, Bromley's changed it. It was really Tory. It's not Tory anymore. They're going to lose it in the next election. So Bromley was the largest. So they voted against Brexit because the bankers didn't want to go to fucking Frankfurt.
Where are you from in London?
Peckham.
Peckham, oh.
Camberwell. My flat used to. If you go down there, a big tall block underneath Churchmead. I used to live in Churchmead, North Peckham Estate, Selborne Road. So if you go straight up that road there, there's Selborne Road. It's just a little tiny bit left of the street now. Used to be beautiful terraced houses there.
Really?
And then down, we used to live down opposite Campbell College of Art as well for about 20 years. That was 47 years round here.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I used to be on the Camberwell Green drinking and that.
I'm from Battersea.
Oh, nice one. I like Battersea.
I'm proud of being from Battersea actually. Do you know the first ever communist MP was voted in by Battersea
Yes.
in 1920s,
It's true.
early 1920s?
Yeah,
His name was Sacklebar.
that's right.
Sacklebar.
Yeah. I went out and campaigned down with
Comrade
Battersea
Sack.
as well. Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah, for when like between 2015 and 2019.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First black mayor as well in Battersea.
Was it?
I think so, yeah. It's quite a radical hotbed of, radicalism
Yeah.
in Battersea at the time.
Yeah, it's true.
I mean,
remember
yeah.
reading about that.
Yeah, I mean Battersea was like, they at one point were gonna, it's a joke, it's South Chelsea, they tried to
Wasn't there a
gentrify.
film about it? What was it called? Cafe Come Home?
No, Up the Junction.
Up the Junction.
Squeeze did a song
Yeah.
about it.
Up the
With
Junction.
Dennis Waterman.
Yeah.
Dennis Waterman.
Yeah.
Dennis
Who
Waterman.
was the actress in it?
Oh, I think that was, it wasn't Margaret Rutherford, was it?
I can't remember.
Do you remember, anyone remember who starred in Up the Junction? Dennis Waterman.
Dennis Waterman and Julie Christie.
Julie
Yeah.
Christie, yeah.
Yeah, sure. Well done.
Give that man a medal. Actually,
Give Jimmy Christie a medal
have you got,
as well.
we could do a bit quiz here. couldn't
Yeah,
we?
do you do quiz night? Do you have a quiz night?
Not yet.
Quiz night in there. You could do a music quiz night, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Like teams.
Got them.
I like beat the intro. You know when they play like
Oh,
2 seconds of music. And you've got
That
to guess
made
what
that
it is.
tune and he used to play on the piano.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. So they used to play 7 notes, 6 notes, 5 notes, 3, 2.
Yeah.
Can you get one note? Name that tune.
Yeah, that was actually a real thing, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
yeah. Name that tune.
Who was the host?
Beethoven.
Who?
Beethoven.
Beethoven.
Dun,
Da.
da-na-na-na.
That's the easy one. That's the easy
Yeah.
one.
It
Da.
depends. Is it just played on a keyboard though? Is it the
No, a
actual
real
thing?
piano.
Oh, piano.
I just played on a piano. Which
Hot
was,
Day's Night.
No, Chris from my band.
Because that's
My band.
very weird.
That first weird chord.
He plays keyboards and he's got a really nice synthesizer. But I always call him the piano player. And he doesn't like it for some reason. No, because I said to you, can I have a go on your piano? And you said it's not piano, it's a synth.
you
you
notice
wanna-
in the camera there's 3 of you. Can you see you?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
like you and you.
It's like the evolution of man, isn't it?
Yeah.
But backwards. So I'm the Cro-Magnon,
There's actually people asking
And a
questions.
human being right at the back there.
I forgot about that bit. We're live streaming it and people have been asking questions. Has anyone got any questions for Warren
Yeah,
on
has
the live
anyone got
stream?
any questions?
See what
We'll
they say.
try and read the screen.
There's only one of them.
I know, I saw that.
Do you know what?
Like a reverb.
Jacob Rees-Mogg got the Tsar.
I did it.
Imagine if he refused the knighthood, who's the guy, Benjamin Zephaniah. He'd get to join this exclusive club, wouldn't he? Like, pretty cool people.
So even with everything going on
I refuse my knighthood.
the Russian front, the trending tweets are Prince of Pegging. I don't know what that's about. Do you know what that's about? Prince of Pegging.
No, what is it? Pegging, it sounds like a
Yeah.
dirty thing, doesn't
I
it?
know,
Pegging.
Prince William, apparently he likes it.
Just going up straight on Commons to do a bit of
Yeah.
pegging tonight if you want to come.
Rick Astley is trending with Glasto.
How would anyone find that out?
Well, Prince of Pegging.
Yeah, I mean,
Isn't it like mentioned in a diary or something? One of his girlfriends. Yeah, apparently he's got girlfriends. He has affairs. Yeah, because whenever you see them together, they don't walk side by side, they don't hold hands. Or anything. That's the issue. That's
That's
why
why Trump and the Queen didn't walk together.
Rupert Murdoch. Rupert Murdoch, he was doing the Queen. Rupert's on top. Rupert's on top. He used to have a key to the back door of the palace. Yeah, it's true. That's a true story.
Really?
Yeah, with the Queen.
Yeah?
It sounds like there's a key to his back door from whoever it is.
Why he was on top. Yeah, so some other shit going on, but like not anything really important. Does anyone do the internet? Do you do social
What's
media?
Polly going? And where do you think you're going? So,
Right, yeah. Let's check the BBC, see what the news is. Mercenaries siege Russian military sites as Putin vows to punish the rebellion. Volatile situation. Putin under pressure as ally turns rebel. Wagner mercenaries. Yeah, they're really not nice people.
no. I mean, you don't want them taking over, do you, really?
You're being fucking
I mean,
serious.
Putin's bad enough, but these I don't know, do you know what I mean?
Can you imagine? It's sledgehammers.
Yeah,
But Putin, do you see how many people accidentally fall out the window at the hotel? That's ridiculous.
yeah,
So many.
yeah.
They just say, oh, Russian businessman fell out the hotel room. You know, and that was 2 days ago. No, this is another one.
Yeah. I mean, I would never accept the invitation to the Ritz, would you, for tea? No.
okay, he's behind you again.
Well, from Putin.
I know.
I know.
It's Angry Anderson from Rose Tattoo. That's what it is. Do you remember Rose Tattoo?
There used to be a tattoo place out there, down on the left. I don't
Oh.
know where it is.
Actually, someone hasn't. I think there's a low battery.
No, it's alright. We're plugged in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a.
One of the things is like you're running. No, it's okay. It's got 20. But yeah. But it's really interesting being here at the dashthehenge in Camberwell New Road with Warren Drugs, ZSA Sapien. Is that your name, ZSA Sapien?
That's my street name, yeah, ZSA Sapien. Warren Drugs is my business name. And my real name is.
Warren Drugs.
Warren Drugs. What? It's a funny name, that, isn't it, Warren?
Yeah, it's like Nancy Carter. No, Nancy Reagan.
But it's a rabbit's house, really. It means a rabbit.
A Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Funny name.
So where are you on the internet then? You're on the Instagram. I see you on Instagram.
Yeah, I do a lot of Instagram stuff.
Oh, I really like that. What was it? It was like Mill communism.
Yeah.
Right?
I remember once seeing someone done a bit of graffiti in the toilet. It said, I had a hammer and sickle, and it said, actually it didn't have a hammer and sickle. It just said Millwall Communist Party, and I thought,
I liked it.
very inspirational. I was going to think about getting some stickers done and like, going to one of the,
Yeah.
hanging out there, one of the home
Get a
games.
t-shirt.
Yeah, Millwall Communist Party.
Yeah, I used to be Mill football with a bushwhacker.
Oh, bushwhacker. That's what they were called, the bushwhackers, weren't
Yeah,
they?
I was one.
Oh, was you really?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So we got called that because we used to go like, just, about 20 people, you just go to the top of the escalators and wait for like us to come through.
Oh, really?
And you just like throw things down the escalators and run away.
Jeez.
Bushwhack.
Really? Wow. I knew one of the top guys from Burnley crew.
Burnley.
Yeah, the Suicide Squad, I think they're called. Sky, Rusty's name was. He's a funny guy, but completely crazy. He followed England, he bought an old fire engine.
Okay.
So they travelled around
Oh,
across
amazing.
Europe with this
Yeah.
fire engine with all these
That's so
all
cool.
the hooligans.
Yeah.
It's one of the old-fashioned ones with a wheel at the back.
Yeah.
You remember them ones?
No.
With the hose at the back.
So
Spoke.
how many gigs did you get on board?
A bit more than that submarine.
I know, that looks so shit as
Oh,
well.
how claustrophobic.
I know, I'm very claustrophobic.
Do you know what?
Go back in there.
Do you know what they should have done? Instead of going down there, 'cause you won't believe this. I was in when I went to when I was like a school kid, we had like a youth centre, and for some bizarre reason, they took everyone out. So the outings they used to take
Yeah.
out. But they stopped the minibus in the middle of the M25. We didn't have a clue what was going on. And then we all got out and we walked a little way through this path and there was a manhole in there, right? They made us go into this manhole through tunnels like that, like inspection tunnels. And we crawled like half a mile.
Who made you do that?
The bloody school, the youth centre.
Shut up.
Yeah, honestly.
Why did they do that? Was it
was-
storm drains? Were there storm drains?
It's storm drains.
Yeah.
It was like potholing.
Yeah.
Potholing.
I've
but
been down, I don't like it. I don't like it, mate.
It was like
Yeah, I
that.
don't like it.
And we
Once
were
you get
crawling
really
through.
far down, then you...
Do you know what? I had an
Everything-
accident attack
Oh,
halfway through.
fucking hell.
I was crying. I
What
thought I was
a
going to die.
What a nightmare.
And I had to carry on crawling to the next terminal where it was an open bit with some water.
So fucking
It
horrendous.
was hell.
I went down there to make a film with someone.
Really?
Yeah, someone wanted to make a film. They found this in the storm drain.
Yeah.
So I had to crawl in there with him. I hate it.
Jesus. And not only that, you've got all the gear, you've got all the helmets and the lights, it makes it even more crime. They would never get away with that now.
Not doing that.
But
School kids.
Yeah,
That's mental.
but can you, I mean, it's just, I just don't get it, why. It's almost like they've got so much wealth, they don't know what to do with their lives, do you know what I mean? They're either jumping out of planes, climbing mountains,
Yeah,
or,
billionaires.
yeah. And they say it's taking a risk.
I
No,
saw
it's
that
been
guy,
stupid.
the guy who made the film Titanic, he'd been down there 12 times, but he was in a different sub. That sub, just saying, looked shit.
Yeah.
It looked shit.
Mm.
It looked terrible. It's like a little round fucking...
Yeah.
And it imploded as well. Do you know they all died in a nanosecond?
Yeah. Really?
Yes.
It's pressure.
Yeah, in a nanosecond.
It's amazing that you get these creatures and they don't implode down there.
Yeah.
You've got the
How does that happen?
You've got the lanterns.
How do they live down there?
You know the fish
Yeah.
with the lantern? Ow, Jesus, that's amazing, isn't it? I mean,
Light.
it has a lantern in front of it, generated by electric in its body. It has an organic light bulb in front of it, and it's
That's how you know. looking alive, looking alive, looking alive. And the fish go towards the light and then he eats them.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah.
so it's like a fishing rod.
Yes.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, like come, look at the light, look at the
Really?
light.
That's amazing.
And then when they get there, because it's this little tiny, because only tiny, they've got mouths like that.
Yeah.
Fucking massive
Yeah,
mouth.
yeah, I've seen them, yeah.
Just eat you, you're a little fish.
Yeah. But,
Yeah, how
do you know what I
can they
mean?
stay down there with
How
no
do they
pressure
not
like that?
know?
Blow up.
Yeah.
How can they sustain so much pressure? Imagine the weight of the water.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It's getting a bit noisy there, isn't it?
Yeah, we're gonna we can
It
wind
is a
up.
record shop.
Yeah, we'll wind up and then you put some music on.
This is highbrow stuff, yeah?
We're talking about fucking little fish with lights in the sea.
This is, you know,
Did you ever listen to
it's a great record shop anyway. Come down and
Dash
buy
the henge.
Dash the Henge in Camberwell. I think you've got some merch to sell, some art.
Oh, we've got some t-shirts.
And,
Let's make them sparkle.
And Mark has brought down some stuff. If you want to come down now and buy some stuff, he does these great. It's kind of like a type of vandalism art where he gets. And I assume you don't pay for the Daily Mail. You
No.
take it out of the
Yeah.
petrol station,
Yeah.
and he defaces the Daily Mail with his own. He does some brilliant artwork on it. But he's made some t-shirts. So if you want to come down.
Everyone goes like £35. That looks like shit, mate. Like when you just drawn on the front page of a newspaper. And I always say, I'm the UK's #1 calligrapher.
Yeah.
Have you seen that lettering?
Yeah.
Look at the lettering. That's all done by hand.
That's great.
Loads of people say to me, are you using a stencil?
No.
It's with a brush. Like I do a H like that.
Yeah.
I, see.
Yeah. I actually.
So it looks almost like every letter's been stenciled, don't you think?
Have you ever thought about taking up sign coding? I think it's a great job to do. Yeah.
Do you do
Well,
something?
there's a method. So you
Do you have like a little thing to hold your bit? Like,
yeah, it's like a.
round to it?
Yeah, I do it, but I haven't done enough. You know, I've got all the brushes. I've got lovely brushes you can buy from the shop. You know.
Do you do graffiti?
Sure did. No, I don't do graffiti. Yeah.
00 this, by the way, non-alcoholic.
It just works as a placebo anyway.
I didn't even have my glasses on the whole time. People won't even know who I am.
Oh, Tim.
Well done, Tim. Thanks for having us down here.
Round of applause for Tim. Round of applause for the customers.
Well done, everyone.
Thank you for the lighting department. Thanks for wardrobe, sound, heating, gas fitters, everybody involved, and of course Sam behind the mixing desk. And who else could we thank?
Esther. Thanks, Esther. Great question.
Yeah.
Peter Harris.
Peter Harris, on you sound.
Amazing.
And
thanks to Warren Drugs. ZSA ZSA. Check him out on the Instagram. Amazing music.
yeah.
Alright then, we're going to shut this down.
Okay. Bye.
That's really good. That was brilliant, man. Well done. That was excellent. Really enjoyed it. That was a proper good laugh.